past weekend, I checked out The Woman in the House Across the Street from the Girl in the Window. I actually had to practice that a couple times to get it right because it's a bit of a long title, which is part of the joke. This is a brand new Netflix limited series that's intended as sort of like a Scream-esque send-up of women-led thrillers that have titles like this one. This one jam-packs all of them together, where it sort of tells a straightforward version of one of these, and it's intended to poke fun at all of the tropes of the genre and send up all of the elements that the movies are very frequently picked on for. And this one throws all of them in there, so it celebrates them and makes fun of them, all kind of at the exact same time. And, we check out a number of those thrillers from time to time. My wife actually watched the first episode of this and she goes, I don't know if you're going to want to watch this, but I don't even know what it is. I don't understand what I'm watching, but I think you might want to watch it with me. So I was like, okay, let's check it out. So she's a big fan of Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell's the star of the show. And so then we ended up watching it together over the weekend. And it is a very strange viewing experience because it, on so many levels, plays it so straight as one of these thrillers. And you'll be getting invested in all of the cliches of like, what are they really hiding? What's really going on here? The over dramatic music is some reveal happens and it swells the music and the reveals something like, planes don't fly there. And then it plays it like this really heavy moment. And so it plays it serious, and then you'll get to the reveal about like this really dramatic, heavy element about someone dying, and it reveals how the person died. And it's the most preposterous thing you've ever heard in your life, followed immediately by some other detail that makes it even more stupendously stupid. And it makes just a strange viewing experience because it doesn't have a wacky, oddball vibe to it. It's not a spoof that just plays like a live action cartoon. It plays it serious, but says a lot of very silly things, does a lot of very silly things, and really leans into the absurdity of all of it with a straight face. And that's both the best and the worst thing about this series, because it seems like it kind of wants to play it like we're just doing one of these movies, but it also feels a little bit like, at times, it just wants to be one. It just wants to tell its little woman thriller plot line with all of the beats, in which case you're supposed to be amused that you're watching a really bad one, and it knows it's a bad one, and that's the joke. There's a lot, because it has so many stretches where there's not a real overt joke, it'll just be subtle things about baking casseroles constantly, and that every episode the casserole thing breaks. And so it just like, are we just repeating this plot beat? Or like, oh wait, that's the joke, is that they keep making casseroles and they keep breaking. Oh, that's the joke. And then the next one won't be this subtle joke that you don't realize it's a joke until you get to the fourth episode and they keep doing the same thing. And other times there's something just insane happening, like about the mailman. And what's the stuff with the mailman? It's just like really weird, crazy stuff that makes absolutely no sense. And it feels a little bit like it maybe needed a couple more drafts. It needed just a little bit of time to fine tune the humor, maybe add a few more overt moments, and at the same time also dialing back some of the wackier stuff. Like it gets into some of the final reveals and stuff, and because it plays it so straight, you're kind of invested in what you're watching, and so when it gives the final answers, it's like, this is what we've been building to the whole time. Really, this is it. And on something that's meant to be a send up spoof, you're probably not supposed to be like annoyed that the reveal isn't better, in which case something in the formula was just off a little bit. They didn't get it quite right in the blend of ingredients and the spoof versus the serious and everything. And so we were fully invested. We laughed a lot. We were confused a lot. We went, wait, why is that guy still here? wait, is that one of the jokes? Is that what's going on here? It's got all of that. It's all kind of mixed in here at the same time. And by the end of it, we were let down. We were disappointed by the time you get to the end of it. And maybe that's that our expectations were wrong, and maybe a lot of that is that they just needed to fine-tune it just a little bit better to kind of nail it. But it was certainly entertaining, certainly draws you into both the mystery you're supposed to be intrigued by as well as making fun of the mystery. But if you watch a lot of these woman-led thrillers with titles like this one, less exaggerated, you'll probably have fun with it. Just know going into it, it's making fun of those movies. Actually, when we finished watching it, my wife goes, I felt like that was making fun of me. And she was kind of appreciated that, kind of like, wait a minute, are you just making fun of me? That's probably a good sign, and maybe kind of a bad sign at the same time. So it's enjoyable enough, but right there kind of in the middle at the same time. And certainly it's for people that watch these types of things. If you're not really into these types of thrillers, there's nothing in this probably for you. You'll just be very confused by what you're experiencing. You'll be confused by what you're experiencing no matter what, actually. But, so that's kind of my recommendation for people that like these movies. Maybe give it a try. Watch the first couple of episodes, and if you're into it, you like the subtle humor with the sudden bursts of very over-the-top humor, you'll like this one. But don't be expecting a great payoff when you get to the end, unfortunately. So there's my take on it. Let me know what you thought down below in the comment section, and keep talking movies and TV too much.